Hey, what's up, y'all? It's finally time for the Love Cup, and we are bringing some crazy spice with Shadow Scizor, Shadow Electrode as our safe swap in most cases, and then Shadow Camerupt, who I regret to inform you guys has been juicing. It is upgraded from the Baby Cup, and it's now Great League eligible. The intent of this team, especially with Bullet Punch on the Scizor, is to bait out the Alomamolas, who think that they can kind of outpace with fast move damage. We've got the Electrode in back to deal with it, and then hopefully with the nuke potential on this team, we can have success. Some pointed weaknesses are fast move pressure with those power-up punch spammers, and then just in general, pretty weak to the neutral bulky boys of the rollout users. But we learned how to play around it, and we went pretty positive with these sets, so that's pretty good. Into the first battle, decent lead. I like this lead actually. Just build up a little bit, see what the opponent wants to do. They threw the superpower, and again, right on cue. They bait out the Alomamola trying to catch the Night Slash. So we throw this, hot swap into the Electrode, and then we're just going to go for a full farm down, I believe, right? Nope, going to throw the foul play. So forcing the opponent to make a decision. Do they want to give us a shield, or they want to just give up the Alomamola? If they give us a shield, I'll take that. I'll shield back. No, I won't, actually. I think I can tank this. I can tank this. So this is a super bulky fish. Even with that defense debuff that they gave us, we still live that last waterfall, get the KO, get this foul play off. And now, we've got one shield left. Shadow Scizor, Shadow Camerupt, gonna come in with a farm down, get an energy head start on this Pokemon. Gotta shield this superpower coming in. It would just nuke us. I don't know if it would KO, but it would come pretty darn close. And they've got an Ariados in back. That's game over. Great first win. Team played out exactly as it was designed to do with baiting out that Alomamola. Some games, it didn't always work. I think overall, we had a lot of 3-2s. A couple 2-3s, and then today we did unfortunately get 1-4, and that just kind of killed our elo gains. We were floating around 22 to 2300, so not too bad. This is an interesting lead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5, swap, catch, incinerate, sneaks through on the Scizor. And now I don't care about this Camerupt. Let it go down. I don't know what the opponent has in back, but I don't care. I just did 70, 80% with that incinerate that stuck through. That is all I needed this Camerupt to do. But they come in with a Poison Jab user, and we can get to this CMP tie on the Earth Power, pull a shield, and then, yeah, like I said, Camerupt, you have done your job fantastically this game. Take a rest, go to the Pokemon Center, get a nap, and now comes in the Scizor, outpace this Night Slash, throw it before they throw their move so that we can get just a little bit more pressure on the opponent, see what they want to do. They let it go, so now it's Scizor and the Electrode against basically one Pokemon left. They've got their own Electrode, but it's non-Shadow. And so I know that I can tank one of these moves, but I'm going to shield just because I don't want to get too low, right? But I know they're going to try and catch, so I'm just going to keep farming, and bam, there it is. Farm down the Scizor. It had 5 HP left. That Shadow Incinerate that snuck through did so much damage to that Pokemon. And now, we've got so much energy that it's just game over. And here comes the first Hyper Beam of today's video. Bit of a spoiler alert, there are tons and tons and tons of these. That is why I love running Electrode on the general save swap, because that Hyper Beam potential is just incredible. Sometimes the opponents call it, right, and they shield it, which is sad, because that's just huge waste of potential. But when they don't expect it, or they don't call it and give us a shield, it just takes Pokemon out. But those bulky Pokemon, they can technically live it, but then it just leaves them in that perfect range for a farm down, and we can play out of that for however we want. Another Beware lead, which again, I like this. The opponent plays this one a little bit differently, but I don't mind, right? Just more fast move damage on this Pokemon, I'll take that. They throw a Stomp actually, so they baited with resisted damage, but it's kind of an expensive move, so I don't mind that. Build up to the double Night Slash. The opponent thinks we're throwing a Trailblaze here, so I think they give us a shield, and they do. But now we've got two, so we threw it immediately on the CMP tie, forcing the opponent to make a decision, or just get their opponent down to 1 HP. They give us the second shield. Now the Scizor has done its job entirely. The opponent is 2 shields down, and we've got some absolute nuke potential in the back. So I've got to say goodbye to the Scizor, and it's time for the Electrode and the Camerupt to shine. Again, coming in, getting an energy advantage with this Camerupt. Might be an Alomamola in back, but there's not. It's a Soul Rock, so building up a little bit of extra. They come in with what, a Wigglytuff? Oh, I remember this game. I could have made 2 different decisions here, and I made the perfect middle ground of the wrong decision of both. I could have either built up to the full Earth Power and then come in with the Electrode, or I could have just gone for the full nuke there and then farmed all the way down with the Camerupt. There were two perfect options to win this game, and I somehow found myself the one lose con in the middle of those two options. That's brutal. Next time I see this team comp, I'll know exactly what to do, but God, that was just so tough. I was like, oh, I can play out of this, and I just undercharged it like perfectly in that middle ground, and it was just so brutal. So can't win them all, right? Learn from the next round, and we'll just move into the next game. Another bulky rollout user. Again, these Pokemon are everywhere over the Love Cup. The Love Cup is a super, super tight, stale meta with all these bulky Pokemon, which isn't all that fun, but that's why we're here, right? Yeti no TV, spikes everywhere. We're not here to mess around. Our ELO's not perfect, right? But we do generally float in like the 2500s. We're down low right now, again, from that big fall that we had with the Baby Cup Camerupt, but now that it's juiced, right, we can crawl that back. Here's a Magmortar. I should have stayed in with the Scizor, I think, here, but that's fine. Pull a shield, do some damage with the Volt Switches, and now they're in kind of like a manageable range, sort of. It's a little bit tricky. Come in with the Camerupt, see if we can get the move in. They farm up perfectly. We don't get the sneak there. Now I gotta let this go, and then we can tank that. But now they got the licky in back. Come in, throw the Trailblaze, pull a shield to do some pretty heavy damage. The opponent might be all shields down, though. No, they're not. They can tank that. That's fine. I'm thinking I can tank this, but I'm not too sure. It is just a body slam, so we can tank that and then farm all the way down again. And let's see what the opponent wants to do here. They've got the Magmortar. I didn't realize that they already had a, Fire Punch loaded up already. So that's a big mistake on my end. I should have just committed to the farm down. And now let's see if we can play out of this. And it's a Slowbro and back. We definitely should have gone for the farm down. That is so brutal. But again, right, can't always play perfectly. And every time we do make a mistake, we try our best to learn from here. And look at this. Oh my God, that's so sad. Double resisted Poison Jab farm down. You really hate to see that. But again, made a mistake there. Learn from it. Move on to the next battle. Hopefully that will not happen again. But that was a pretty fun team comp from the opponent with that the shiny Magmortar. Love to see that. They didn't get a chance to throw their move of Thunderbolt, but our team kind of resisted that pretty well. So I'll take that. We saw this a lot, Slowbro on lead, and then swap into the Miltank. And I don't mind this at all. I'm not going to give any shields, most likely, to the Scizor. And I'm just going to come in here, get some damage off, try to pull a shield, and then maybe come in and farm down with one of the back two Pokemon. So let's see how it goes. Yep, pull the shield, giving up the Scizor. That's all I needed it to do. Let's see if they throw the new move. They do, so they didn't bait. I know that Homeslice Henry and Jamie Finn just posted their two videos about how everybody always baits their Shadow Scizors. I, weirdly enough, was getting almost like the opposite reaction from these opponents, so maybe they adapted their gameplay based off y'all's videos, but I'll take it. We can still gain an advantage here. I'm pretty sure I can live this. I can, which is huge. And did we just bank a Hyper Beam? No, not quite, But come in, start farming up with that double resisted fast move damage coming into us. So we're not taking much damage, and we're doing pretty heavy damage. And we're gaining a lot of energy for what's in back. And it's a Medicham. I like this. It's also Psycho Cut, so again, not much fast move pressure. But let's see how the opponent wants to play out of this. Letting that go, that is insane. Now it's just 2 more Incinerates for the full farm down. And that's got to be game, right? There's no way that the opponent has enough in the tank, enough HP on this Electrode to take the win. Because we've got this Earth Power loaded. They know they've got to let it go. And they do. And it just takes out the whole Slowbro. So that's great. That should be the first battle set. And I think this is. Yeah. So, like I said, a lot of 3-2s with this team. Which, again, I'll take it, right? That's ELO growth. Just, mind you, pretty slow ELO growth. So, but any positive trajectory I will take. So, on to the next battle set. Again, another great lead here. The Scizor into the Slowbro playing out the exact same way. So they're swapping into the Miltank. They didn't even build up, so I know that I don't have to respect this. Just a body slam. They think that they're taking out the one good counter to their Slowbro right now, which is some chip damage. Little do they know, our whole team threatens that Slowbro, so I really don't care what they do with this Pokemon. We get the boost, which is crazy. Now they have to give us a shield. I love a boosted Scizor, but you guys are going to see, just because it boosts doesn't mean I'm going to waste shields on it. So I'm like, all right, Scizor, see ya. You boosted, you did your job, but now it's time for the other backline Pokemon to come in here and shine. Same deal. Come in, farm down with the Electrode. Might give a shield. Definitely not going to give a shield. I don't know what I was thinking. If the opponent wanted to, they could throw a resisted Thunderbolt for like maybe a little bit of more chip damage. I'm not too sure how the numbers work out, but here we go. They've got to come in with their Licky, and again, here, we're not messing around. Full sending the Hyper Beam. Let's see what the opponent wants to do. Give me your last shield, or take this damage, and they do not shield. We get heavy damage off. That was like, what, 80%, maybe 85%? They throw a Body Slam. It doesn't even KO, so we can save that later for a sack swap if needed, and come in, get an energy head start on our Camerupt, and that's just game. Because now, we've got a shield left, we've got energy built up, we can outpace to the damage that the opponent needs to get to, and they know that. They've got to survive that move, and they can't. Earth Power from a Shadow Camerupt hits so hard, especially when it's super effective damage. So that was a huge game for us. We just really had the opponent in the back ropes. That Slowbro double rollout users team, pretty common team comp, but this is where we start to see some of our core breakers. Fire types, especially on lead, super difficult to deal with. We come in, we can outpace, get to the CMP tie here, and throw the foul play, see what the opponent wants to do. They shield it, and I'm like, oh, we're on the back rope, so I don't really know what I want to do here. Not going to waste a shield. What is that, Rock Tomb? Yeah, so we get the debuff, that's fine. They come and get 2 rollouts advantage, and we just come in. This Scizor, pretty, like, not great in this game, because, again, they've got that Incinerate user, so we don't want to waste too many resources on it, but here we go, shielding a Body Slam of all things, so that is so brutal for us. I was expecting it to be an Earthquake, but again, they baited us. I should have listened to Home Slice and Jamie Finn, but just didn't want to get one shot there. And now we're going to shield again, and this is the Body Slam again. They double baited. Oh, that's so brutal. And then now we've wasted so many resources on Pokemon that's not even that relevant. And in comes this Galarian Slowbro. We can take this out or pull the shield and then see what the opponent wants to do, but oh my god, I think this is going to have to be a loss. We just shouldn't have shielded those moves. I was expecting the opponent to full send something at some point, but they just never did. So, and then they didn't even land any damage. They didn't even get to a 3rd Body Slam, so I don't even know what they were baiting for. But should have heeded the advice of the others and just let that Scizor go, and then let everything be on Camerupt. And the way that their team comp ended up being, I think we could have pulled this off if we had let it go. If we had boosted 2, we might have been able to pull this off, especially since we lived this Incinerate here, which I did not expect to do. So again, just tricky lead. Fire types on the lead really tear this team apart. Sometimes, though, we do come out of it on top, and I think we'll see a couple of examples of that in this video. But just really uphill battle from the whole start, and could not pull it off, especially with the huge waste of resources in that big leading matchup. Decent lead here in the beginning, but it is Water Gun, so that makes it a little bit difficult. But again, we can still outpace. Throwing a Night Slash, I think this is technically a mistake. We should have just forced the opponent to make a decision by throwing a Trailblaze. But they do give us a shield, so we don't get punished. And then I think this might be a CMP tie. So this is huge. Let's see if the opponent wants to give us both shields. And they do! So again, taking 2 shields from the opponent really opens up the door for our backline here with the double nuke backline. Got a Hyper Beam, got an Overheat, got an Earth Power ready to go, depending on how this game plays out. We've got 2 shields to hide behind, so I can very safely cover that damage with that shield. And then now we've just got a racing head start on this Pokemon. And in comes an Ariados. It's going to be gone here in a sec. Hyper Beam coming in, huge damage. Shadow Hyper Beam. And then in comes a Lickitung. So now we can make a decision here, use a shield, build up to another Hyper Beam, or we can come in and just take it out with our Camerupt. At the last second, I realized I wanted to get to the double beam this game. So here we are, gonna do it. I don't think that this is actually gonna take it out, but let's see what happens. The opponent force closed their app, so we gotta sit there and stare at, oh wait, you see how big that Electrode is? This is an XXL Electrode. It is monumental. And then speaking of XXL Pokemon, I did recently catch an XXL Scizor that's even better than my current Scizor, and I'm so excited to build it. Once I can TM Frustration away, then we'll just have an absolutely stacked team. It'll be a 9-foot tall Scizor. That is ridiculous. Kind of scary in my opinion, but I'll use it. If it's on my team, I'll use it. And again, lead with the Miltank. I was trying to catch a Thunderbolt there, but didn't work out. Let's see what the opponent wants to do. They threw the Body Slam, so maybe they were baiting, or maybe they realized that we caught. And now I'm just going to throw this foul play in pretty quickly so that they don't get to outpace us to a move, and we can force the opponent to make a decision. They know they can eat that, though, so they do not give us a shield. But again, I don't really mind. I'll take that. So let's see what we do coming out of this. Camerupt coming in. Let's see if we can outpace them to the damage. Oh, we can't. They still get the move off, but that's okay. And then let's see what the opponent has in back. It's probably going to be, what, a Galarian Slowbro, if I had to guess. But no, they're going to come back in with the Miltank, try and threaten some damage. We're probably going to try and catch a Body Slam back onto the Scizor. Failed the catch, but still have so much energy. And it's a Clefable in back. So this is incredible for our team. Going to throw this Trailblaze. Probably going to outpace to a Night Slash too. We do. CMP. No, it wasn't a CMP tie. The opponent kept building. Maybe going for a Meteor Mash or a Moonblast, but we had so much energy built up that that's just kind of it. And then now we can force the opponent to release all of their energy, throw the Thunderbolt, or just bait us. They throw the nuke move, but now they do not have enough energy. We can let this go even. We can live this. Unless they were running like, what, Ice Beam and Thunderbolt. That would be a little bit spicy of a moveset. But now we can just farm up. And there it goes. That's game. So Shadow Camerupt showing a bit of its bulk there. And I will always take that. But yeah, this team, not super bulky. I don't know if we'll see any battle sets here where we just see 2 counter users in the back. This is a pretty fun lead. Running Dragon Breath, though, which I find pretty interesting. I don't know which matchups Dragon Breath actually helps you with in this cup. If anything, Wing Attack or Fire Spin I think would be your best bets. Even though Wing Attack got debuffed or nerfed, it does still do super effective damage to those like counter users that are kind of running all over this cup. But I'm not scared. I call the Dragon Claw bait, and now we get to this Night Slash and force the opponent to make a decision here. And bam, there it goes. So we win lead, but I think, yeah, now they've got the Licky Licky, and it's just, we don't have much of a head start here with our backline Pokemon, so it's going to be a little bit tricky. And they're going to outpace us to an Earthquake. So I want to come in here, do heavy fast move damage, and see if we can force them to throw their Earthquake. But they're probably going to bait us here. Nope, they do full send it, so that's good for us. And now it's an Alomamola in back, so that's so tricky. We did not bait it out in time for it to not be on that Camerupt. And y'all saw how much damage that just did to our Camerupt. That's double super effective on that Pokemon. But let's see if we can play out of this. Not too sure if we can. We've got double foul play here, so forcing the opponent to, give us both shields or let this Pokemon go down. And they let this Pokemon go down. So now we can come in here, throw moves, but they might outpace us to getting both of these foul plays off, and that will be a little bit dangerous for us. We hot swap in, get this Earth Power off, and let's see what we want to do here. Or what the opponent wants to do. I mean, they have to shield this, right? And now I'm not too sure if we can get enough. Oh, but that Incinerate landing forces them to be in foul play range. So if we don't have any shields left, I don't think. No, we don't have any shields left. Oh, and they get to the move. They overfarmed so well on us right there. And they outpaced us to this Body Slam. And that was like a 1-turn difference between victory and loss. So that's pretty brutal. But again, here we go. Another 3-2 set. And then for these last few battles, this isn't like set for set. This is just kind of like 5 battles that I thought were like pretty cool. I think it is going to be like pretty biased towards me, right? But we do have like one like close one in there that's like pretty interesting, where we do see that fast move damage coming in from the opponent. But let's see what we get into in this battle. Great lead on the beginning. So Scizor into Ariados. We can technically CMP tie on the first move, but I don't really like doing that because I'm fearful of the catch. So I let them just get this move off. It's resisted, so I can tank that. And now we can just threaten technically an Iron Head, and that would still do really heavy damage. But most of the Scizors aren't running that in this cup, so the opponent's probably not going to respect it. And they don't, but I've got 2, right? So now I go for the CMP tie, and we can force the opponent to make a decision. And they just let it go. So honestly, I don't really like that. But they come in with a Talonflame. We hot swap into the Electrode, and now they've got their counter swap Licky. So this is a little bit tricky for us. We're kind of on the back foot in this battle, but again, I'm not scared. I'm throwing the beam. Let's see what the opponent wants to do. Oh, and they respect it. They give us the shield. That's so brutal. But they don't overfarm too much, and so I will take that. We are going to let this go, and now it's up to Scizor and Camerupt to come to victory on this game. Might go for a catch here eventually. We've got 2 shields left, which is pretty sweet. Let's see what the opponent wants to do. They throw the Body Slam, so they're baiting. I don't know. They're probably running, Shadow Ball and Earthquake. Maybe they're running Hyper Beam or Solar Beam. That would be pretty spicy. They come in with the Talonflame, and this is tricky, right? We've got to throw a resisted Earth Power. It's a bait, so we don't debuff our attack. Make the catch on the Scizor, which is amazing. We needed that, but the opponent realizes it, and they get the perfect undercharge. That is crazy. So that's horrible for us. So now we have to throw this Overheat, and this should still KO, but now we just don't have enough energy in the tank to outpace that Licky in the back. Oh, but we don't need to move. We get the farm down. That's crazy. Okay, sweet. So even though we were way on the back foot, we ended up coming out with a dub there. And that was, again, a team with a fire type on it. But it was in the back, so a little bit better for us. And we were able to play out of that. But, oh my god, that was so close. I really didn't think we were going to get that battle. And into the next, like battle 2 of, like, these kind of, like, highlight battles at the end. Same lead. It might play out, like, a little bit differently. We'll see how it goes. It does. They instantly swap, but they swap into an Electrode, so I'm going to build up, catch on the Camerupt. And if this is a discharge, it is going to be double resisted. And it is the discharge. Let's go. So now, I'm pretty sure we can just give up 1 shield to be safe, because they might have Foul Play, right? And just fully farm this Pokemon down. And there's the Foul Play, so that we did respect the damage properly. But now this Camerupt has so much energy. But again, there's an Alomamola in back, so we're not going to get to 2 moves here, I don't think. That's going to be it for the Camerupt. Oh, so close. We almost got there, but not quite. But now we can come in, start farming up with this Electrode, and it also threatens this Ariados in back. So I'll take that. Come in, swap. We can tank at least 1 charge move here with the Scizor, so I'm fine with this. I like this. Come in, throw some damage, and see what the opponent wants to do. They're going to throw. It's going to be the Lunge, which is, I think, single resisted, maybe. And then now we're just going to try and build up to the CMP tie. Not quite a CMP tie, but I don't want to KO this Pokemon. So you see me, I'm just undercharging this, getting down to like 1 Volt Switch range, and then force them to throw. Because they were fearing a Trailblaze landing on their Alomamola, which would be threatening. But now, their Alomamola can't build up extra energy. And I make a bit of a mistake here, because at this point, they've got 2 shields. It's a fast move beatdown game. I shouldn't be throwing energy. But again, they've got such little health that it doesn't really matter. The pacing on Alomamola is not really that good. So it doesn't end up biting us in the butt. And we can get that farm down, and we would have gotten that farm down. No, I guess we did get the farm down on the Ariados. No, they swapped out. But we would have gotten the farm down regardless. So that game was pretty close. Good example of kind of recognizing, sort of, that you need to just commit to the fast move damage. And here we are with a fast move beatdown team, or at least one of the components of it, and it's Medicham. They don't build up too much, so I'm just going to let this go. I know it's a power-up punch, but look at how much damage this still does. That's like a little bit too much for comfort. I'm going to see if I can build up to 2 Night Slashes, but I'm not too sure. It doesn't quite look like we will, so I'm going to try and force the opponent to switch out so that they reset their debuff, and maybe I could get to a Night Slash later. But at this point, I do have to start respecting the damage, because if they're just boosting up, doing so much damage, and it's another pup. But they do swap out, but oh my god, it's an Alomamola. So swapping out the camera up there, again, super risky with the cup that we have right now. But I wanted to try and get as much fast move damage off on that Medicham as possible. And it just kind of came back to bite us here. And then now, gonna shield up, gonna probably fully farm this Pokemon down. And then let's see what the opponent has in back. And it's a rollout user, so again, forcing them to make a decision here. Do you want to shield the Hyper Beam? No, they do not. Hot Swap, make it to the Night Slash, which is huge. So we do get to make use of that very little bit of damage that they have left, or the energy we had left on that Scizor, with minimal health. And now, it's time to race. Whoever gets the farm down first gets the win. They do get to a pup, which is scary, right? Because it boosts their fast move damage. But let's see how it goes. Oh my god, it's a tie. That is crazy. So again, really tricky lead for us with that fast move damage from the Medicham, but we were able to crawl back and get the tie, especially with that hot swap into the Camerupt, and they were able to counter with the Alomamola. That was such a tricky game, but I will take a tie there. Again, no negative elo. Interesting lead here. Shadow Electrode, gonna throw 1 Bullet Punch, switch into the Electrode, and we can outpace to the foul play if the opponent wants to build up to a Hyper Beam and like truly threaten us. But I like this because it cycle resets them, and now I will get to sneak a move in when they throw their move. So works out pretty well for us, and I'm not scared. Throw the Hyper Beam, I dare you. And they don't. So we get to another foul play, but they catch it. So I don't know what they caught it on. Licky, I'll take that. We can just come in with one of our 2 Pokemon. maybe use a shield, and then go from there. Come in with the Scizor, so we probably won't use a shield. Let's see what we want to do. They let us get to almost a Trailblaze, so we could have thrown the Night Slash, but technically it doesn't threaten. But again, they bait. I should have listened to Home Slice and Jamie Finn, but I wasn't. I was fearful of that move, and I just kind of shielded that. But again, I still want to keep some health on this Pokemon, and I know that this isn't a nuke move, so I'm going to no-shield it, and we're going to have energy and a little bit of health left on this Pokemon. But I might hot swap into the Camerupt if they counter swap, and they do counter swap. So now it's time to come in with the Camerupt, get this farm down. I might give up a shield, just respecting the Shadow and Shadow neutral damage coming from the foul play, and we do. So that's a fair play from us. And then, oh, they have 2 of them. Oh my god, that's brutal. So now we get to see how much damage this does, and that's pretty heavy damage. Oh my god. And they come in, wanted to try and maybe think that we're going to throw instantly, but we're not going to fall for that. Farm them down, and now it's a Clefable in back, landing the heavy hitting neutral damage with that overheat. That did like, what, 95% damage to the Clefable? That was crazy. Monumental damage. And here we are into what I believe is going to be the last battle, I think, for this video. And it's an interesting lead, Bruxish. So they've got confusion damage most likely, or bite, I guess, if they want to use the spice pick. And we outpace to this Night Slash here. So we can force the opponent to give us a shield. And then I'm pretty sure we can also no-shield this Psychic Fangs that might be coming through. I don't know if they paced to both the Aqua Tail or the Aqua Jet and the Psychic Fangs at the same time. So we might have called a bait there. I don't know. But again, we outpace, get to this Night Slash, threw it on alignment, which isn't ideal, but we were going down anyway, so just wanted to get this off. Pull both shields, and now we've got the farm down potential with this Electrode. We get the turn bring in, so we don't sneak that move through, which is pretty brutal for us. But then they safe swap into this, what's it called? Oh, I forget. Mad Cargo. Yeah, there we go. And then I'm pretty sure that they're baiting with a Rock Tomb, and I know that I can live that. So I'm gonna build up, get to the Earth Power. We're debuffed, but it does not matter. This is still gonna one-shot. And now we've got Electrode versus the World. And I've got a sneaking suspicion that it's double fire, and it is. But we've got super effective foul play damage. So I can come in outpace to their move because of the 4-turn timing into the 5-turn timing, which I will always take. And then this one-shots, and now I've got the second foul play ready to go for the Bruxish. And that's game. Technically, not really needed. I think one more. No, I guess it would have been 2 more Volt Switches, right, based off what we saw earlier. But that concludes the battle sets for this video. And like I said earlier in the video, the Love Cup is a pretty tight meta. There aren't that many Shadows, so I have been spending a lot of Stardust and rare candies building these Pokemon. We've got a few more picks that we'll see later on, but then we might have to move into the Ultra League, so that's fine. I've got some Ultra League battles that I've already recorded, and I also have tons of footage of Hyper Beam videos, so let me know what you guys want to see. And I'll post another video probably like Tuesday of next week. But aside from that, have a good night. Thanks for watching. And see you. Oh, wait. Just kidding. Yeti Nope TV. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching for the second time.